The union with the source, the space between, begins with a leap into the unknown. It is the golden key. It is the end of our identification with the self-structures that separate our inner and outer worlds. From the ego's perspective, the finger pointing you to the space between is pointing straight toward the abyss. In ancient traditions, in order to realize the union with the source, one must ultimately turn away from all conditioned thoughts and sensations toward consciousness itself, toward the inner source, the heart or essence of one's being. In this video, when we use the phrase, the space between, we are pointing to the transcendent, that which is beyond the range of normal or physical human experience, to the highest awareness. In this awareness, there is a cessation of all seeking and doing. There is neither thing nor no thing. The limited mind cannot comprehend the absolute and unfathomable space that exists between all things. It is the space between all things. When the self returns to activity, there's a not knowing, a kind of rebirth, and everything becomes new again. We are left with the beautiful perfume of the divine, which lingers longer as one evolves on the path to this realization. I use the phrase the space between to point to the transcendent union, but I could easily have used a word from another tradition. It is a disentangling of consciousness from the entire grid or creation of mind. The space between does not signify any concept, because to realize it requires a dropping of the conceptual mind. Different religions have used various words to describe this divine union with the source. In fact, the word religion itself means something similar. In Latin, religare means to rebind or reconnect. In Islam, it is reflected in the ancient Arabic meaning of the word Islam itself, which means submission to God. It is a similar meaning to the word yoga, which means to yoke, to unite the worldly with the transcendent. It signifies a total humbling or surrender of the self-structure. Christian mystics such as Saint Teresa of Avila and Saint Francis Assisi, Saint John of the Cross, describe a divine union with God, the kingdom of God within. In the Gospel of Thomas, Christ said, "The kingdom is not here or there. Rather, the kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it." The works of the Greek philosopher Plato taught that the most significant human endeavor is to guide the human soul toward the supreme state of perfection and union with the One. Whether it's the mystery schools of Mesopotamia, the spiritual traditions of ancient Egypt, the cultures of ancient Africa, the shamanic and native traditions around the world, the Gnostics, or the mysticism of ancient Greece, we find a common link, the highest spiritual awareness of the divine. The Lakota medicine and holy man said, "The first real peace, which is the most important, is what comes within the souls of men when they realize their oneness with the universe and all its powers." At the center of the universe dwells the Great Spirit, and this center is everywhere. It is within each of us. On the path to awakening, there are always two polarities, two doorways one can enter, two dimensions, one toward pure consciousness and the other toward the physical world. The upward current toward the absolute, and the downward current toward the veil of all things, all that is manifested. Something is born out of the collapse of dualistic identification, yet what is born is not a thing, and it was never born, because it has always been. It is always there, silently waiting for us to awaken from the dream. It is a sort of death of the ego and a rebirth of our true self. That which is unknowable and changeless, we lift the veil of illusion, that which distracts us from realizing our true nature. What is born is the realization of our union with the divine consciousness, a new way of being in the world. Two polarities inseparably one. It is pure love. There is nothing to be gained or lost, because it is totally empty, but absolutely full. Just as we cannot directly observe a black hole, but we can understand it through its effects on its surroundings and interactions with physical reality. Similarly, our true nature cannot be directly seen, but can be comprehended through its effects and interactions. The gate is our thinking mind, our conditioned structures. It is not about doing, it is all about being still and letting go. Consciousness awakens, all the petals of your heart open. Those who come to realize their true nature, their essence beyond name and form, are initiated into the great mystery of what lies beyond the gate. My wish for you is union with the Source, the divine within you. It is not you actually going anywhere, but a sort of realization, a lifting of the veil of illusion, the hue of spirit walking through life in the body of man. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please support my work on Patreon. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I always love hearing from you.